All right, next on the slate, we got Raiders at the Cardinals. Or no, Cardinals at Raiders. So these are both teams that have very high firepower on offense and pretty suspect on defense. Now, the Raiders did add Chandler Jones, but it's not showing yet. Um, so I thought this game would be a shootout, to be honest. Given that Devontae Adams' first week, he had 10 receptions or so. You know, Kyler, as much as as much as he struggles with like just playing as like a pocket quarterback and sitting there through his reads, he's got that clutch gene, big time. And to be honest, he does seem like if he hit it, he might not feel like he has to study, or he might feel like he's already got enough credentials and has had a great college career and blah 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 blah. If he studied like Peyton Manning or like a Tom Brady or like a Drew Brees or somebody that's won multiple Super Bowls or sets records, if he had the if he watched film like that and just dedicate, it seems like he needs to dedicate himself because he's got the clutch potential. He's fast. He makes very good instinctive decisions. Um, but it seems like when the game is just at its most basic point, like he just is off script every play for no reason, and he just kind of gets frazzled and runs out of the pocket and hopes for something to happen, and it doesn't. Um, Yesterday it did. Luckily, he was playing the Raiders. They have a very poor defense, and I've on the Raiders side, I'm not a big Derek Carr guy. Um, he's an overachiever, big time. Like to be honest, he has like a similar skill set to what his brother had, and he just has a lot of heart, and he fights through some stuff, and he's relatively clutch. He's not like a Tom Brady clutch. He's not like like a lot of these super Mahomes or anything, but he's come through in big moments at times. Um, I think the only bright spot on this team right now is Devontae and Derek Carr. Uh, Josh Jacobs seems to be running a little better than he did last year. Um, but he's not what he was his first 1 or 2 years in the league. And Darren Waller's not getting the ball as much. I think that the Raiders and the Broncos both, they need to mold. They need to spend time with each other. They need to have chemistry. They need to the quarterbacks, receivers, everybody, like they need to they look like they play nervous. They look like they're not used to the play calling. That it's um more so the Raiders and the Broncos. Broncos are failing for a lot of play calling, but Raiders, it seems like they just need some time. Um Now, do I think they would be a legit threat at the end? It all depends on the AFC West. In the beginning, you know I was thinking the Chargers were going to finish last, just because Derek Carr went to the playoffs last year. I think Chiefs will drop off, but not significantly because they lost Tyreek. Um, and I thought the Broncos were going to be a lot better. I thought the Broncos were going to be like an 11-win team. Um, but only time will tell with that one. But with the Raiders, I just I think it's going to be a bad year for them. I I don't think they have enough on any. Like if they have any troubles on offense, their defense can never bail them out. When at least for the Broncos part, their defense has bailed them out a lot. so they can lean on their defense a little. Raiders can't lean on their defense. All they got is their offense. So Cardinals, I could see 9 to 11 wins at the end of the year. I'm leaning more so on the 9 side, but who knows what that offense will look like when DeAndre Hopkins comes back. Um, they had great chemistry, but I've seen it a lot of times where a receiver will come back and that quarterback is either thrown to that receiver every single play and he's kind of ruining the flow of the offense that they already had built up through the year, or that receiver, I've also seen it where the receiver comes back and it shifts everybody into a different position and things don't everything looks clunky. So that could very well happen as well, but I I think Kyler's more so of a quarterback that he's just going out and making plays. He's not really I mean, he's most of the plays he's making are running outside the pocket and the receivers aren't even in their routes anymore. They're just trying to find an open spot in the zone or just outrun the man coverage in some direction. That's when he makes big plays. Kyle, I've never really seen Kyler just sit back there, analyze like first read, second read, third read. I'll go with the second. I've never seen him do that on a consistent basis. So it's hard for me to lean on the 11 side because of the way they folded in the end of the season 2 years in a row, and I gotta see them more, and then same thing with the Raiders. I gotta see that division play out. So overall, a great game. I was not expecting them to come back, but Kyler did it.